so recapping this, obviously disappointing game. They played and coached better than us. The Rams were the better team, obviously, yesterday, and so they played really well. We didn't take advantage of the opportunities when they were presented, and so we got a lot of growth opportunities coming out of this game. We got to get better collectively as a group, and so we got a lot of work to do. But our guys, I think, are still working really, really hard. They're battling. From a medical perspective, Tolly has a high ankle and Jack Stoll has a high ankle, so those will be week to week. We'll see. Probably going to be tough to play this week, but we'll see how those guys progress.
If you said high ankle sprains for both.
Yep. Yep.
You mentioned a lot of growth opportunities and coming out of this game.
Yeah.
The kind of cornerstone ones that you're looking at for the fan business.
I think the fundamentals, this game can be really, really complicated. We can make it as complicated as we want to. We got to, you got to tackle really well. We had way too many missed tackles. We got to block really well. We got to protect the football. And so a lot of these games come down to, the fundamentals and details of the game. And, we got to put ourselves in better position because of that.
What was takeaways from just like the review of Tyler's first start?
Yeah, I thought there were some positives. I thought Tyler had good command. I felt like he was in control. Obviously, at the end of the day, we just didn't get enough ops. He had 35 snaps because, obviously it takes him played QB a few snaps. I felt like there's some positive things in there. I thought the end of half drive, really, really good drive, really good example of him. Made some big time throws. We got a sack in there that he responds to after the penalty. And then in the second half, I thought he had a couple drives there where, we had some completion, and then, we just weren't able to finish the drives. So I thought there were some trends going upward. I really like Tyler's performance, and so obviously we got more steps to go as we go through that journey. But I think something he can build on.
What are like kind of the hurdles for Devon Bailey to get more consistent playing time? Like there's a high traffic invested in him. 12 snaps again. Yeah.
Obviously, we got to get him on the field. Obviously by situational football, we got to get down the red zone so we can utilize them down there. Certainly, that's a big factor. We got to get in some flow and some offense so we can play in some of those situations. And so, obviously, not my best part of this. I got to do a better job of giving him those opportunities, and he's doing a good job though.
It's been 5 consecutive weeks with the run game not being able to get to 100 yards just in total.
Yep.
What's been the big kind of biggest hurdle for you guys?
The biggest thing is we got to do better on first down. We got to do a better job in first down runs, create efficient runs so we can keep running the football. 2nd and 8, 2nd and 10. When you get a 2-yard run on first down and the team goes to dime, and now you're playing in some passing situations, it becomes challenging. And so we got to execute at a higher level. You got to look at it from a schematic standpoint. How can we improve ourselves? Certainly, I have to do that and put ourselves in better situations to be successful because we're not getting it done yet.
What's been the thing maybe that's been most in the way in terms of being able to get those first down runs started, and those 2-yard runs and things like that?
Yeah, I think all aspects. Starts with the scheme. Are we giving ourselves the best chance, best angles, best design, and then secondly, are we able to execute it at a high enough level? And so there's a lot of things that go into that. Run game involves every single person on the field, and so that's an important part of it.
Do you feel like halfway through the season, has the team established and I think a very handful of things that you can hang your hat on? What would those things kind of be?
Yeah, I think I think our guys play really, really hard. They play fast, they play physical. I love the effort that our guys play with. We got to play more consistent fundamental football. I think that's the thing that kind of jumps out to us. And so, we've done a good job of protecting the football, except for the last couple of weeks. It's kind of become a little bit of a trend, so we got to nip that. And then, we got to find a way to run the football. If we can run the football, a lot of things come off of that because obviously the way we're built, we need to be able to execute in that capacity. And then, defensively, we just got to have consistency. We thought Tampa game was a really good game. Thought we really did an excellent job of knocking out the run game. And so, the game sandwiched on either side of that probably didn't execute to the standard that we want.
What do you think the issues are with the run game?
I think it's just, everyone being detailed in their work and being all married together. And I think that's the beauty of what run game is in the NFL is one guy not in the right gap or doesn't fit it the right way. You create a major void, and that's where vertical cuts go and explosive runs are created. And then the missed tackles have shown up. Obviously, we had too many in this game.
When still establishing the identity, is that because of like newness and youth and getting some guys, I guess, injuries rather?
Yeah, we just got to do a better job of find our rhythm and find our timing in all three phases of the game. We're not there yet. We're still building and growing. But we got to have some urgency to get there.
The deep ball that Shough up the right sideline, that looked like there's like maybe I don't know, like different pages or something. Like what happened there to kind of make that not
Right before half.
Yeah, because it looked like
Yeah.
Tillman like throws it.
Yes, sir.
Drops down maybe a little bit. Like,
Yeah, I think he didn't find the football. We were taking a shot there. We'd gotten a first down on the first play of the drive. Kind of had a couple timeouts in our pocket, see if we can steal an explosive opportunity here. And I felt like the ball, it's a good throw by Tyler. I thought he laid it up there, gave us a chance, and we just weren't able to locate the football.
What is your involvement in the trade deadline process like?
Yeah, we'll have plenty of conversations as we go through that. Obviously, Mickey and I talk a lot each and every day, and so anything that comes up, we'll obviously have those discussions necessary.
Are those kind of decisions that are made, in terms of, hey, this is a player that maybe interested in dealing, or there is interest elsewhere, and then you were informed of, or are you involved in the conversation?
Yeah, we'll just talk about it as it goes. Obviously, there's a lot of guys that we're focused on developing here, and that's certainly my goal and aspiration is help these guys become the best player they can be. Along the way, I understand there's a business side of this, and so when those discussions do come up, obviously Mickey and I will have those discussions and see if it is what's in the best interest of the football team.
Kellen, I know you maintain kind of an optimistic outlook, I know, but I mean, how frustrating is this for you? I mean, I'm sure you didn't envision this kind of start.
Yeah, we haven't met our goals. We haven't met the standard. We're not playing winning football enough, and so it's obviously frustrating. Can we grow? Can we get better? Is there plenty of football ahead of us? Certainly, you can look at it from that lens. But we got to go through some challenging times right now. We got to push through them, and so these are where you get tested. These are where adversity hits a team, individuals, and we all have to collectively work together to get through it. And so there's plenty of good examples of teams that can bounce. Once they get through this, they can bounce into something that's really, really positive and can respond the right way. And by no means is it fun right now, but it shouldn't be fun right now. It's we're not winning football games, and so we got to get through that and come out on the other side a better team, better individuals, and once we get there, then we can head where we ultimately want to go.
I know Gail Benson was at the game yesterday. I mean, what kind of support or input have you had from her and from Mickey Loomis?
Yeah. Mrs. B's been awesome through this whole process. She's very supportive of our team. I think so makes it special. Obviously, we want to win for her and create the momentum that we all want to create as far as the rest of the season moving forward. And so, we got to get there.
how do you balance maybe the best thing for 2026 isn't the best thing for 2025? Like playing a guy now might help you win now, but playing somebody else might help you more next year. How do you guys have those discussions and kind of figure out the balance within those things?
Yeah, it's a good question. We know there's some guys that are going through some growth this year, and that's all part of the journey of young guys. We still need to compete, and we still need to go win some games as we go through that journey. And I think you can attack both those opportunities at the same time. And so I do feel like some of these younger guys are going to have some experiences that they get to learn from and grow from. And they're going to become really impact players as our journey progresses in the coming years. But, as we go through this, we got to focus also on the task at hand at the same time and maximize the opportunities we have right in front of us.
What about the flip of that? Playing maybe an older player that in last year of a contract or going that way, knowing that maybe playing the young guy now might help you win more 26, 27, 28.
I think we're trying to maximize every opportunity we have. There's a lot of ways that these guys are developing. I think Tyler's a great example. Tyler's developed over the course of a lot of this season, even without playing, and obviously took advantage of an opportunity last night and did some good things. Some of our older players, I think the way they approach this game is one of the most important aspects. Those guys can be great examples for these younger guys when they see DeMario out there competing and Cam out there competing and playing their tails off, and yeah, it's a challenging season for a lot of guys, but to see them and see the example that they're setting for these guys, I think has a huge impact on these younger guys to see how this thing needs to progress and where it's going to go. And so, you know, I have a ton of respect for those guys. They're battling each and every game, and you know, certainly we have a ton of respect for that.
Saw Tyler in the game yesterday doing some stuff at the line. I mean, how much leeway are you giving him as a young quarterback to get in and out of things, and how much are you doing for him?
Yeah, very similar to how we've been doing it this year. I think Tyler has a great feel for the game. I think he can handle a lot. Obviously, you got to be, we'll build that as we go. You know, there's times where he'll have some different tools as far as protection adjustments, and then we'll try and utilize, you know, the headset as much as we can just to get into a few plays in the tempo offense and some of those different situations. So I thought he managed it pretty well. I thought he did some really good stuff. I felt like the operation was pretty clean.
You had a chance, obviously, to see him operate under duress on a few snaps.
Yep.
What are you looking for when you see a young quarterback under duress, and how do you compare to what you want to see?
He wants to see where his eyes go, and then where's ultimately his body go. And so I thought there was some good stuff. He kept his eyes downfield, and I thought there were some really good examples of him stepping up in the pocket. That's always the biggest challenge for all young quarterbacks coming to the NFL is if you try to go back and out, which, you know, some guys can get away with in college, but now just with the sheer talent of these edge rushers, that's where the, you know, big sacks become, and the fumbles and all the turnovers and stuff, because these guys are really talented. And so I thought his play to Chris right before half was an awesome example. The edges got you know, kind of high. He stepped up. He kind of moved off the spot, and then he found Chris moving across the field. And I thought that's a snapshot of everything we want out of Tyler. That was awesome.
Feels like we ask about Danny every week now, but was his usage this past game, was it just because of, you know, the score and the situation of the game?
We played a lot of snaps on defense, and so obviously his snaps went up. He had 23 snaps, and so you know, obviously we were trying to find a formula that worked there. We weren't able to play as consistent on defense, and so you know, when you play a lot of snaps, obviously guys are going to get more and more opportunities.
I got one. It's more on coaching and tackling across the league than saying specific, if you don't mind. It's what's your approach to, especially as the season wears on, balancing getting guys reps, trying to work on the tackling fundamentals versus keeping them as healthy as possible?
Yeah, anytime we're in pads, we're trying to utilize that. That's a critical opportunity for us to work on tackling, to focus on it, and then try and utilize all the different drills that we can. Obviously, as the season goes, the length of practices become a little bit more challenging just because of the wear and tear of an NFL season. Your number one thing is they got to be ready to go on Sunday, but the fundamentals is what we can't lose as we go through an NFL season. And so I felt like in this game, just too many fundamentals showed up. You know, the blocking, the tackling, the ball security. You know, this game can be a very simple game at times if you just think about it just from a fundamental standpoint. We got to knock those out of the park.
From the moment that you arrived, you seemed very in tune with the connection between the team and the community and fan base.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of the frustration that you're seeing from the fan base so far?
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. I think we all want to win. We all want to find success in this journey, and so totally get it. You know, as we go, we're going to keep developing, keep growing, and we understand that there's some challenges that we've navigated, and so by no means have we met a standard, but we can get there. We can get there, and we can grow. And you know, there's too many good examples of teams that, you know, navigate different rough patches like this, and we come out of it a really good team, and with a lot of potential moving forward.
What are maybe some of the qualities that help you be steadfast in that belief, despite with the record mindset?
Yeah, I think just our guys' effort is really special. They keep battling, they keep competing each and every day. That's not an easy task when you're you're kind of navigating some of these things. And you know, I think you see a lot of these younger guys. You know, they take steps each week. They keep growing. They don't make the same mistake twice. And so you know, we got to keep just simply growing.
Have you been able to figure anything out with the slow starts on offense and why it's kind of taking a little bit to get going every week?
Yeah, we obviously haven't found the solution, unfortunately. You know, we got to keep working through that because obviously it's a huge impact on our game. We're not starting fast. You know, taking the ball, try and get ourselves going so we can feel a lead as a football team. That's been the goal the last few weeks of taking the ball, and we just haven't been able to accomplish that. And so, you know, we got to figure out how to, you know, get ourselves to execute at a higher level, play cleaner football, and get to where we need to be.
Is it any more frustrating than just the idea of like not being able to get those fast starts going, knowing that those are kind of the scripted plays, and then the same thing coming out in the second half? There's been some things like that.
Yeah, we spend a healthy dose of time on those. Obviously Wednesdays on first and second down, and then Fridays and Saturdays you're kind of rehashing that the opening script, and so we just gotta find a solution that works.
Luke Ford has graded out well in both the games that he started, just for a guy to come in and navigate the process and be able to offensively and solidify the offense as well.
Yeah, there's been some positives with Luke. I thought he's communicated pretty well. That's a key aspect of that playing center. I thought there's been a lot of clean football by him, and so we just got to get there collectively.
Justin Reed had some really strong words last night about the community of the team and all positive around where the team is. Just how important has he been to the team?
Yeah, Justin's been phenomenal for this group. He's a phenomenal leader. The way he practices, the way he approaches this game, he's seen it at the top. He's been a part of these different teams that have won it all, and so he has that experience to lean on. And so we certainly have a few of those people here, and so we got to lean into those experiences of those teams that go through some challenges, that come out better, and ultimately get where we all want to get to. And so a lot of us have felt that, and so we got to get there.
One more follow-up. I'm sorry about tackling. To what extent is that something that you have to work on more just on the weeks when you have a bad tackle in the game? Or do you try to just do it the same every week no matter what?
I think we try and do it every week. Now, when there's an issue that comes up, and if it's a teachable moment, then we got to really attack that one issue that comes up. And so, if it's space tackling, if it's, vice tackling, whatever the specific trait may be, I think that's part of each and every season. You'll have something, ball security. It was, kind of the split two situations that we had the last couple weeks. And so where you're catching the ball and there's a defender on each side. And so we had to put a lot of emphasis into that, and now, obviously, this one was, Alvin was straining and fighting and battling, and there's a defender that comes into the core, kind of late in the down. And so we're trying to find all those different little moments that we can really just hammer and, correct.
I know I asked about this yesterday, but now that you're kind of beyond the heat of the game and everything, you only had one snap after that. Was there an injury issue or anything, or did you just want to take a single look at Devin Neal for the rest of the game?
Yeah, we just got in some protection situations, and so we kept Devin in there. I think he had the one carry in maybe the last drive. And so we just got to get better.
And the protection issues become an issue for Alvin in particular?
No, not necessarily. No, I think just putting Devin in there. Obviously, he has a lot of experience from a protection standpoint. He does a good job. Both those guys. We need both running backs to roll together collectively. I think when you're at your best, you got two guys that are rolling. And when Kendra was a part of this, when him and Alvin were kind of playing that complementary piece, I felt like there was some continuity there and some success. And so we got to find that with those guys too.